All right, guys, we're here on a rainy Ford Nationals Saturday with what we're told is the standard or base GTD right behind me. We're gonna take a look at some of its features under the hood and talk about what you get when you get the base package on the GTD. Oh.
We've got the hydraulic.
That's for your speed bumps, right? Todd's gonna show off the goods. It stopped raining, so we appreciate him taking the time to show us here, guys. This is where the magic happens.
This.
All right, guys, this is the GTD started up for you. You can hear it. There it is. Sounds very much just like the Oh.
That's the lowering of it right there, right?
Very nice.
So that's how we lower it. About 40 millimeters in the front, about 30 in the back, right? Because so we get that angle of attack, and then once you're at speed, the arrow is just gonna naturally just go flat, right? So that's with the hydraulic, dual wide height system right there. So then we lock out one of the sets of springs and the dampers. So not only increase stiffness, right? We maintain damping, we increase stiffness, we've lowered the vehicle, right? And that's for your track mode.
Very handy.
And then, obviously, because we care about protecting your splitter,
Oh.
we've got the hydraulic.
That's for your speed bumps, right?
Speed bumps,
Yeah.
driveways.
Nice. Get the car up.
So right here on the center console,
Gotcha.
right, I've got this. I hit it,
Oh yeah.
and it lifts 40 millimeters right there.
Nice and easy.
Yep.
Beautiful. All right. All right, we brought the weather with us. Who am I here with, brother?
Todd Valentine, program manager for the Mustang GTD.
I'm bugging him about should I get the standard GTD or this crazy, beautiful spec'd out one. But one thing he told me, which I gotta talk about, you drove this from Detroit to Carlisle, Pennsylvania?
I did. I drove it from Detroit to Carlisle. We left in the afternoon on Thursday. We brought the great weather with us the whole way,
absolutely.
right? But we took advantage of the GTD's 345 tires in the back, the traction on it, and we got here. We rolled in around noon yesterday in the little bit of sun we got before it started pouring down again yesterday, and it was a fun time, fun trip.
And you drove this, you just load it, any gas station pump gas is fine?
Any gas station pump gas, it's rated for 91. Obviously, I go with the 93 plus in any gas station.
Sure.
It takes a while to fill up the vehicle, obviously, because when you're trying to fill up the vehicle, you got nothing but questions asking you everything about the vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And you have to do a little bit of revving in the gas station too to show off the titanium exhaust.
And how big is the fuel tank? Is it 16?
It's like 15.
15.
and a
So
half,
similar
yeah,
to the S5.
Exactly. It's
615.
the same capacity fuel tank
Okay.
as the S550, S650 Mustangs. You're right. Obviously not tuned for fuel economy. We did okay.
Sure.
We did okay on the trip.
Okay, all right.
There are plenty of opportunities to stop at every gas
All
station
right,
along the
that's
way.
good. And I'll cut to some parlor tricks. You showed us that it can go up and down, not just for performance, but for like daily driving purposes, like
Yes,
the driveway.
yes. So we've got the dual right height active suspension on the vehicle, controlled by hydraulics. So, and when you lower it into track mode, you can drop the front by about 40 millimeters and the rear by about 30 millimeters. So for better track performance, get all the aero lows on the rear, lowers it back down again. But also for daily driving or driving, you know, in and around town, we do have a front lift which raises the front of the vehicle 40 millimeters as well, so you can get over little speed bumps, curbs, pebbles that may be in the way on the drive.
Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you was, I'm going to flip the camera on, if we could talk about this particular spec, what it does and doesn't have compared to something like that. Right, so first of all, yes, this drove the trip all the way from Detroit, so that's already a cool calling card. But what is the difference about this being a standard package? I do not see some, I guess, canards or different aero. What is not here that would be included on that blue one?
Yeah, so absolutely. With this being the standard package, we don't have the canards, we don't have the wickers. The splitter is a little bit shorter than what we would have on the performance pack vehicle that we've got on the display case there. Also in the rear of the vehicle, I don't know if you want to
absolutely.
Around. In the rear of the vehicle, we've got the airfoils in the standard position. So this flap here on the performance pack activates the drag reduction system on the vehicle. This does not have that. So on that vehicle, you can see it's deployed in full drag mode. And then when we activate the drag reduction system, it flips up, right?
Okay.
So we also have active aero elements on the front of that vehicle as well, because when you are reducing drag on the rear, you want to make sure that you're properly balanced in the front as well, right?
Absolutely.
You want to make sure that you're not doing going into a turn, and all of a sudden you've lost the capability of steering.
Yeah.
So this difference here as well is the rear airfoil. Also, the underfloor is different. We have a full aero underfloor on the performance package. This only has a partial aero.
Now I want to show you guys what you get with a high-end GTD package. Now that we saw the base, this right here is what you call your high-end version. So right here you can see you do have carbon fiber. The carbon fiber exposed is there. You also have the aero on the trunk lid can be actuated, so it actually moves with it. You also have the dive planes, and you have carbon fiber exposed a lot more around the vehicle with the custom color. You have the front canards there as well. So this is the difference here, what you see with probably $100,000 difference, maybe more. I'm just guessing, spitballing. So that's your $325,000 one. This is the close to 400, and this is all you can. This can be registered. This is not a special track only car.
This is 100% street legal, 50 state street legal vehicle.
And one of the things we were talking about was a lot of people are worried about what is a quarter mile, what is 0-60. This was built with what purpose in mind only, as you said earlier?
Great question. So when we developed this vehicle, we had one guiding principle: the Nürburgring. We wanted this to be a global vehicle. To be a global vehicle, we wanted to make sure they compete with the best of the best, really take it to the European makes, the Porsches, Ferraris, etc. So we set a goal of under 7 minutes for the Nürburgring. We knew that good vehicles can do around 7 minutes. Great leader vehicles are below 7 minutes. So we set a target for under 7 minutes, and everything on this vehicle was developed with that sub-7 Nürburgring lap time in mind. And earlier this year, we set a record North America, production vehicle, 6:52:07 at the Nürburgring.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that. We look forward to when the weather gets a little bit brighter, we'll look under the hood and maybe look inside and all the funness. We appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Thank you for the opportunity. I do have an allocation. We'll see if I win the lottery, maybe get one or not, but we're super excited for the opportunity that Ford has brought this to the Mustang community. And there's more stuff coming down the pipeline we can't wait to see. They even got an FX Fox body version over there we're going to take a look at. And I see some Easter eggs happening in Detroit with some camouflage Mustangs driving around. We don't know what's down the pipeline. Maybe I'll get some teasers out of him off camera. Who knows? We'll see. We'll talk about it. But for now, the world record setting fastest North American vehicle at the Nürburgring is right here. Todd's going to show off the goods. It stopped raining, so we appreciate him taking the time to show us here, guys. This is where the magic happens.
This is the heart
of the beast.
This is the heart of the GTD, right?
Look at that.
Here.
So I'm seeing, unlike the 2024, single throttle body. So very similar to the 2020 GT500 we had. 265 like Eaton supercharger. Okay, 5.2 motor. Now, what is the motor beefed up compared to the last 2020 GT500 or?
Yeah, I mean, the last GT500 had 760. We're at 815 and 664 foot-pounds of torque. And one of the big enablers for doing that is this air intake system right here. So even though we're pulling air from the front here, we also have a secondary inlet right here as well to get as much air as possible into that air box.
Now, as far as, I know you guys obviously had to deal with things like heat soak. Is there like an inner chiller in here? How do they deal with the cooling aspect? Is it all just aero and cooling?
The same thing. We got, aero cooling, but with the same intercoolers, etc. So we've got intercoolers, right? Both sides, both fronts, right? Etc.
Sure.
So I mean, this thing is generating a lot of power. Obviously, you got to take away all of that heat as well.
So, and as far as like something like this, it's something like it just takes but like 5W50 oil is special oil, like unicorn oil it uses.
Yeah,
like
exactly. I mean, obviously, exactly you said it, right? 5W50 is the oil. Obviously, you want to use a nice high quality synthetic blend
Sure.
for something like that. Capacity is about 14.5 liters ish with the dry sump. So
Okay.
there's it's a lot of oil, but you want to keep this thing running well.
And with I used to have a 2020 GT500, so I had the 7-speed dual clutch. Now this does have the 8-speed dual clutch. Remember, this is a transaxle, right? So it's not
correct.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So this is still an 8-speed Tremec DCT transaxle.
Okay. And what was the significance from going from that 7-speed to the 8-speed? Was it just because of testing or?
No, I mean, we wanted to achieve a 50-50 weight distribution in the vehicle.
Got it.
Right? So the 7-speed that we had on the GT500, conventional mounted transmission, on the back of the rear face of the block, right? We moved to a transaxle, right? So we had to modify the rear of the base Mustang body in order to accommodate that transaxle in the back. And by putting that transaxle over the rear, moving things like the battery, the hydraulic system, etc., to the rear of the vehicle, that's how we got that nearly 50-50 weight distribution.
And this is a cross plane, not a flat plane crank like the former GT350, right?
Correct.
So, okay. And as far as this is oil pump gears in there, or?
Yeah, so with the dry sump, right, we've got a pump, we've got this all on the rear, and then we've got this thing that we kind of call the rear engine mounting system is where the transmission would have been. So it's a combination mounting system, combination oil tank, etc., and it holds all the oil for the vehicle.
No, I love this, guys. I'm looking at the small things, right? We're talking about a beautiful sub 7-minute Nürburgring time, first ever North American car, and looking at this. The GTD windshield washer fluid cover is something I'm really excited about. So, things like that. Now, what's the significance? Is that going to be a GTD style change eventually? This is not production level, is it, or is it we're pretty close to it?
This is production level. So that's it. If we pop the hood of production GTD, this is what you'd see. This was still one of our engineering vehicles. So there's a couple other covers
Absolutely,
and so forth
yeah.
that are missing, but this is the engine. This is what the customers see, when they had opened up the hood. You see obviously the massive engine that fits in the engine bay. You can see how we painted everything black for the customers because we know we want to show off the engine bay, at car shows such as Carlisle, etc. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I see this is all open here now.
This is all open. Yep.
Now is there going to be a rain tray, or that's okay? It functions.
No, that's
functionally.
it. We designed this so that this vehicle will be able to withstand the rain, right? So when
Wow.
we've got covers and so forth that aren't here at the moment on this vehicle, specifically so that we didn't have to do a rain tray. Because
Absolutely.
This is so critical for the aero performance of the vehicle. We absolutely needed to keep this area open.
And you see that it does have the hood pins from the factory as well. Can we see the back seat, which is showing us the famous open?
Absolutely.
This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in any car, not let alone a Mustang, guys. But this is the coolest back seat you'll ever see, I think, in a car, let alone a Mustang. So, yeah. So what do we got going on here?
Okay, so here we've got our Multimatic DSSV active suspension system here. So with the GTD, because of the width of the tires, going 345 R20s in the back,
Wow.
there's in order to actually be able to have this vehicle some sort of manageable width, we needed to put the dampers inside the vehicle.
Got it.
So we came up with this inboard system. We've got push rods with a 1-to-1 motion ratio to actuate the suspension. So it's right there. And once we recognize it, that's what we were going to do for the suspension. We knew we had to show it off.
No, I love it.
So that's it right there.
The only thing is you don't want to look back when you're driving.
No, highly recommended to not look, not look back while driving.
No, this is really
do not
awesome.
Move your rear view mirror down so you can see it while driving.
And look, they even no car seats in the back, guys. Even though you might be tempted, this is not.
Those are
not for that.
Those are not tethers for a car seat, right? No, so we've got these attachment points, right? So if you want to have small duffel bags, you put your helmet, you can strap it down, etc. So we've got the tie downs to be able to do that.
Now the trunk is for performance only. It's not functional. It's
so
for.
We're not, we don't call it a trunk because the trunk imagines you're going to put something in there.
Sure.
We call this the tech area. This is the tech panel. And underneath this is where we've got the battery. We've got the hydraulic system here as well. But the big thing, if I open this up, all you would see is the ducts for the trans oil cooler. So
and this comes out. I see hood pins there too. So
exactly. Yeah. So we've got an electronic latch here, and then we've got 2 hood pins here.
Got it.
So you pop it up, you lift it, you place it someplace safe, and then you can get access to this whole
like the old school Target tops. It's just No, I think it looks great.
This is a functional area.
Yeah.
Right here.
No, it looks wonderful. And guys, the reason why this is a little bit dirty because he drove it all the way from Detroit right here to Carlisle.
That's right.
So this is a new micro record. A car that can run sub 7 minute Nürburgring time can also drive a road trip from Detroit to Carlisle. So for those rally guys who want to go cross country, this is pretty cool, and we really like it. I'm just gonna take a little shot of the interior, and we appreciate your time, brother. Thanks again. Appreciate you guys. So there you have it. That is the interior, the exterior, the hood, and then you can see. Look at that. So these are the Recaros, and looks very similar to the S. Now this has definitely been driven, but you can see it has titanium shift points there. Looking good. There's the knob for the HB dual clutch. So straight performance, guys, but this can drive. So Ford Performance. Looking good. Am I allowed to sit in it or no?
Yeah, I'll let you sit in.
All right, I appreciate it. So we're getting an exclusive. We're going to be sitting in the next car of my dreams. So, oh wow, here we go. Well, guys, wow. It's the first time I'm sitting in the famous GTD Mustang, the sub 7 minute car. Of course, you see the titanium shifters, the 8-speed dual clutch knob. And what's really cool here, we showcased that in the beginning, you have the lift button. So basically you go over a speed bump or whatever, the car raises, and you have your track button there too. So pretty cool. How do I look? Pretty good?
Great.
All right.
How's the race car feels?
I ain't gonna lie, my blood pressure is rising because I'm getting excited, but
Yeah.
pretty cool stuff. Shout out to Ford for giving us access. Please like and subscribe, follow them for more, but we can't wait to see this thing on the road soon to come. Take care. All right. Is this PPF'd right here?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is we PPF'd it.
Got
this
it.
is the whole thing is PPF'd, and in this area
Extra protection.
They did
Yeah.
they did an extra.
Do they PPF it from the
No.
order? Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay.
So we give the customers the options of doing what they want to
Sure,
do.
sure.
Going to their own PPF shop.
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
it,
absolutely.
A lot of customers have the guys that they like to work with,
Yeah.
etc. Right? Do something special. Obviously, you could do a wrap as well. Put some special graphics on it, etc.
And this color is called?
This is a polymimetic gray.
Okay. So what he said, gray. Polymimetic gray. Thanks again for Ford giving us the time.
Very much.
Appreciate it. And looks wonderful.